I'm the kind of person that will open up like 20 different projects. My mind is going before I even wake up. So by the time I wake up, I'm already like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Like my mind is always going. So really, I follow my dreams, literally.
Songwriter, actress, director, choreographer, dancer, TV star, model, Miss Teyana Taylor. Welcome to Fellowship by way of Sip and Smoke. How you doing today, sweetie?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing good. So, as we do, we got your tequila on hand. I am drinking wine, and I'm not sure if you're a cigar smoker, but I have a cigar for you.
All right, let me take my jacket off
You
for this.
feel? Get comfortable.
You got like alcohol and
Get
cigars.
comfortable.
I don't even smoke, but cigars seem grown and sexy. So
Yeah, it is. That you are, that you represent. So I'm gonna clip that side. There you go. Boom.
All right, all right.
Now, formally get this show started. Fumble. There you go. Look at you. You better go on now. Look at you acting like you know what you're doing.
No,
right.
I gotta feel grown.
Got your drink right there.
This
you
spot
me?
feel real grown, you know?
It is. We got your drink right there. My drink is right here, and we cannot start things off until we make a toast. So I'll allow you to do that. So we toasting to?
Everything.
Everything.
Being grown,
Swap.
you know, and it's important.
Boom.
Cigars,
Well, go on
you
with your
know.
bad self. When I was doing my research on you and knowing where we are as a society right now with social media being so prominent, how are you able to still have a relationship in this day and age? Like, what's the secret?
Managing it, you know what I'm saying? I think that when you love someone, it's really like when you're actually human and you're not doing it for social media or for what people think.
Right.
You live that. You know, no social media can get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? And we have two beautiful kids, you know,
Correct.
kids to raise. He doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a perfect balance. We don't get to see each other much. So it's like when we do see each other, it's just always.
Yeah, that black love. But nowadays, you see a lot of people, it's a gift and a curse.
Right.
Like, obviously, you get a lot of attention, undue attention, some more
Oh, without a
publicized
doubt. You
attention.
get the rumors, you get fake rumors,
Right.
you get all types of stuff to the point where it's almost like, literally, what the unfortunate part is about it is like when people see that you growing and you glowing together, it's like, oh, perfect, I'm miserable, so how do I make everybody else miserable with me? So
That's facts.
let me go and just start some shit just because, you know what I'm saying? Because they glowing or, you know, whatever it is. So I think we got to the point where we kind of got used to it, you know what I'm saying? And at this point, we don't even bother trying to clear anything up, trying to argue with anybody about it. It's just like, at the end of the day, it's unfortunate that a lie is more true than the truth.
This is why I commend you guys, because y'all still are able to keep this cultural, swaggish dynamic. What's the key to keeping it private too? You know what I'm saying? Because a relationship is just like anything else.
Real shit.
You know, you gotta keep that flame lit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just because you're in a relationship with a person, whether you're a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, homeboy, homegirl, whatever, if you don't keep watering that plant, watering that seed,
it'll
it's just
die.
gonna die.
Yeah.
So how you do that?
My husband just got picked up by the Brooklyn Nets. So before he got picked up, he was just, you know, working out while he was a free agent. So
Right.
we had a lot of time to spend with one another.
Right.
And we're building a compound out here. So we've been building that, and yeah.
Big
The
poppin'.
compound, you know, I have an all-female production company. And we're building a production studio out here.
So when you got two different beings, right, and both of y'all got your own way of creative, you know, frequency, how do you use him to draw inspiration, as well as how does he use you?
I mean, you know, with both of us being in music, you know, and fashion, because he loves to get dressed. Like, we're literally almost the same person.
Yeah.
You know, he even writes with me. He wrote on my album, this last album I just dropped. He wrote actually on all 3 of my albums. So like, we really not only just inspired by one another, but we really include each other in different things. Like when I be in practice, I be like, you ain't gonna make it enough.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So we really are each other's cheerleaders and want the best for one another. That's another good piece of advice. Be your partner's partner for real.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And hear one another and listen to one another, you know?
Listening
and
is
really
key.
see one another.
So I want to ask you this, like, this whole ensemble that you got going on.
This is kind of like a little lazy fit today.
But you super fly though, and it's looking so effortless.
Yeah, I try not to think about it. I don't think about it.
But let me say this too. Let me get the viewer some real insight. You popped up in here on some, oh, I'm with my gang. And with my gang is my family, right? You have both daughters, they're gorgeous. We already made that pact, so come on. Like, we already done signed this deal, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you came in here looking so comfortable, so swaggy, so fashionable.
Thank you.
Like, where we at with that?
Well, right now I'm the creative director of PLT, Pretty Little Things, it's a clothing line that they just named me creative director for. So I'll be designing a few lines with them. When I'm not designing a few lines with them, I'll be directing all of their content and creative directing all of their content. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm actually working on putting together my own men's line because I do like to be comfortable and I do love men's wear.
Do you wear men's clothes?
Yes, that's all I wear.
Really? This dude stuff.
Yeah, this is dude stuff. This is actually my homeboy Daryl Brown. This is from like a Army and Navy store. That's the only place I really shop is like Army and Navy stores. Cause they got all the shit.
They got all the gems.
All the shit.
Like my New Year's resolution was not to buy high fashion this year. And
Iman said the same thing. He's done with the high fashion.
It's ridiculous what goes into the money. Like, it's just like, damn, bro, like I spent thousands of dollars on something that I'm only gonna wear once. But the people who are making the high fashion draw their inspiration from thrift stores, you know, the
Army and Navy
all
surplus.
those different spaces, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. They're going to the Army and Navy store and they're picking this up and saying, okay, cool, I'm gonna throw my logo on here and they'll be $1,300 when I probably got these for like $35.
Where does Teyana go to be like, man, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, this is how I wanna do it, from, you know, the upholstery to anything else? Like, where do you draw that inspiration from?
Honestly, I watch a lot of movies, like vintage films. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my music, like I was that kid that was too grown, but in a good way. I wasn't fresh, but I was too grown. Everybody was over there listening to whatever. I was over here listening to Anita Baker, Tina Marie.
Yeah.
I always, you know what I'm saying? Or just the vintage films and movies and different things like that. So I've always been in love with those kind of things. So like the way my house is very like this, you know? I call it Beauty and the Beast only because she was on a ladder and she was swinging back and forth. And I told myself I wanted a floor-to-ceiling bookshelf. You know what I'm saying? It's like little small shit that's just like.
It's dope. So I'll be remiss if I didn't get to this point. And before we get to the nightcap question, you recently retired. And you said you didn't feel appreciated. And this is your opportunity to clear the air from a person who, like, I want to know. We want to know. We want like give us the tea, sis. You know what I'm saying?
Give you the tequila.
Swear.
No, I think what that was is, at the end of the day, I'm a mom first. You know, a mom, a wife, a woman.
Yes.
And I think for me, I put in a lot of work. I work very, very hard. So if you feel unheard and unseen, like how I said earlier with my husband, he sees me, he hears me. I take that shit serious with everything that I do.
Right.
So if you're my husband or I'm signed to everybody that I'm aligned with should see me.
Right.
They should hear me. They should feel me. And if you don't see me, hear me or feel me, it's a dub for you. You feel what I'm saying? And I really felt
that's that lingo.
it's a dub, you know, and I felt like, you know, the label wasn't really hearing me and seeing me. I felt underappreciated, you know? So I'm like, for my mental health, my mental well-being, and to stay, you know, strong for my kids, like, let me just put this on ice for a little bit. It's not that I retired permanently, it's more like, you know, I just don't feel like I wanna move another inch for a company.
But that ain't pulling in your same direction.
That's what I'm saying.
Super talented.
Thank
I mean, you got wife, actress, songwriter, dancer, choreographer, model, director, mom. The list goes on. But how do you compartmentalize and still have this creative kind of mental through it all? And where do you draw, like, what do you say is next? Like, what do you say, okay, I got all these different pieces. How do you draw inspiration and what do you decide you do next?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty tough question because I am the kind of person, I ain't even going front. I'm the kind of person that will open up like 20 different projects. Like, I like to rip and run. Like, my mind is going before I even wake up. So by the time I wake up, I'm already like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mind is always going. So really, I follow my dreams, literally, not like on no cliche shit. Like, if I dream about it and I'm thinking about it, and it's about 8 a.m. and my eyes are still closed, I'm still in bed, I'm already dreaming about what I want to do for the day.
That's for sure.
Or, you know, how I want things to run or how I want things to be. Like, it's really strange that I work like that, but that's just how I work. So if I get up and I want to do it and I dreamt about it, I'm gonna do it.
But how do you, so when you do that, you're all over the place when you say 20 different things.
Yeah.
How do you finger point and just say, okay, this is what I'm doing? How does something get your undivided attention?
Oh, how does something get my undivided attention? About my mom. My mom's my manager as well. She's like, Teyana, sat down. Here's a list of things that we have to do today. Because honestly, it's not, like, that's why it's so hard to answer the question, because it's really not a thing where I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. It's like, okay, from 3 to 4, I need to go and finish designing this. From 4 to 5, I need to blah, 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 blah. Or from 4 to 4:30, I need time to travel so I can make it here. Like, I'm here today, and then tomorrow I'll wake up and I gotta go to the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to do work there, and then I have to get back and design someone's home. And then after that, I have to finish designing my own. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally...
Shit don't stop.
It don't stop.
Let's get to the nightcap question. And we always use the same question, and I want you, Miss Teyana Taylor, to answer this question. What's now and what's next for Teyana Taylor? And is there anything that you would like to do that you haven't done yet?
What haven't I done? No. What's happening now is my 5-acre compound, which will feature 360 green screens, dance studios, recording studios, prop house, literally everything you can possibly think of. So it's like my little mini little like Tyler Perry kind of studios, but it's on a way smaller scale, but it's somewhere. I'm starting somewhere.
Girl, you better pop
You know? Because I'm gonna get to that 300 acres real soon, real soon. You know, I'm claiming it, but that's the goal. You know, he's one of my biggest inspirations. So that's my goal, to do it for just creatives. We're gonna create like a little university as well. So what I envision is kind of like, of course you've seen X-Men. So it's like a whole little school university for creatives, because you have a lot of creatives that are so creative but may not have anywhere to live. The parents feel like that's not what's gonna make money, that's not gonna bring money home, so it's like you gotta go somewhere else with your dream, blah, 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 blah. Like, we wanna create a space where people can come and create, and shelters provided, and you literally can just come and create for however long. We'll be open 24 hours. And we'll just be, you know, getting to work. We got camera equipment, we got everything. We're gonna be doing movies, videos, all that.
Everything.
You know, so it's coming.
All that.
All that.
Man, listen here, man. The beautiful Teyana Taylor, thank you.
Thank you.
For blessing, you know, Sip and Smoke with your presence, fellowship with your presence. You came, you saw, and you definitely conquered. You impacted so many viewers that's gonna look at this, man, and I'm signing off. One finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love. Thank you. sip and smoke, we out of here.
No, I remember seeing the interview where you talked about it, but it wasn't open yet.
Right,
I never
right,
even knew like
right.
if it opened.
That with the big dogs, and we'll keep it open for you. It's not for
Period.
everybody else now. You feel me?